bears like to eat fish. It's a major part of their diet. But the question is, do grizzly bears eat walleye? Well, I guess the best answer is no and yes. You see, walleye are mostly in the Midwest, the upper Midwest, while grizzly bears are mostly in the Rocky Mountain region, although there have been some walleye introduced to the west. So I suppose if a grizzly bear would come across a walleye in a stream out west, he would probably, or she would probably eat that fish. But for the most part, we don't see that. Matt Melzak, the voice of the walleye, join us now. And Matt, one thing we can say through 2 games of this series between the Grizzlies and the walleye, we've been eating this up. It's been delightful watching these first 2 games of hockey.
Yeah, it really has, Mark, and, thanks for that wonderful intro. That was really well thought out. I'll give you a lot of credit on that, and, hopefully the walleye can go out to Utah, and they'll do the eating instead of the grizzly bears. Let's hope that's the case. But you know what? It's more like Game 2 than it was in Game 1. But yeah, it's been 2 really good hockey games. You got 2 teams that can really get after it. Both of them skate so effectively, and that's why I think you're seeing those stretches where it just looks like, it's an offensive showcase because of the fact that there's so much talent out on the ice. Game 2 was a great example of that. The great plays that went back and forth each way. I mean, the first goal Utah scored in the game was a thing of beauty. There's nobody stopping that. There's no way to stop that. It's picture perfect. Players making plays, you just go, hey, great job. That's all you could say. It was just a perfect play. And then you look at some of the plays that the Toledo Walleye made in that game too as well. I mean, just perfect plays, and those are impossible to defend. You have to hope as a goaltender that you dive over and have it hit you, because that's the only way you're stopping some of these plays.
Well, let's talk a little about the goaltending for the Utah Grizzlies, as Trent Miner, fantastic in Game 1. Not quite as good in Game 2, but still very good. We don't know if Trent Miner is going to be playing on a Tuesday. He did get called up to Colorado, but with Trent Miner, he has kept Utah in this series. I say he's been the best player for the Grizzlies, with maybe Charles-Edouard Dastou getting a close second, although they did keep Dastou in check for Game 2. But there have been other Grizzlies who have been playing very well, too.
You know what? It's a good team. I mean, Mark, we're at the point where you got 4 teams left in the entire league. There's a reason why all 4 are here. You look at the guys like Tardif up front, Clerman back defensively that can really fly and motor. McDonald's a former Bowling Green Falcon, and he's so good defensively. They have some guys that can really play, and they could fill up the net. There's no doubt about it. They've got some skill up front as well. So it's a dangerous team, and you know what? If Miner's playing great, they are really dangerous. And we saw that when he made some excellent stops in Game 1, keeping the Toledo Walleye from grabbing the lead there in the 3rd period when everything got tied at 4, and it gave them an opportunity to get on the power play in overtime and win it very quickly. That's how dangerous they are. They can score on a power play, just like Toledo. Two of the best power plays that are remaining, and they showcased it. Special teams are going to be the key the rest of the way in this series.
In the end of that 2nd game, we started to see the temperature boil up a little bit, some tempers flaring. Do you expect that to carry over to Game 3? Was that each team trying to send a message going into Game 3?
Well, I think one thing you look at, and I love looking at numbers, and sometimes regular season numbers don't mean as much when you get into the postseason. But one that's been kind of consistent so far is when you look at penalty minutes overall. I mean, the amount of calls just aren't there as much in the playoffs, A. And then B, the teams that don't get a lot of penalties taken against them in the regular season usually don't take a lot in the playoffs. Otherwise, you're looking at 2 teams that are built more on speed and skill than they are so much for toughness. But for the most part, I thought Toledo was a more physical team on Saturday night, and it kind of paid off a little bit. But it did lead into some stuff late in the game, but the game was also out of hand at that point.
All right, thank you very much, Matt Melzak. Looking forward to your calls for Games 3, 4, and 5, and hopefully not a 6. Maybe we get 3 straight walleye victories.